Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive. Ever feel like you're drowning in to-dos? You know, but the really important things kind of get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, like you're crushing it in the busy work department, but those big goals, those game changers, they're just gathering dust.
Exactly, and that's where Menialepsy comes in.
Menialepsy.
Yeah. It's a term coined by Serum in their book, Office Epidemics, The Hidden Conditions That Hinder Success, and it's something we're all susceptible to.
Oh, I thought I was just easily distracted. This sounds a little more official.
Well, maybe, but that's what we're diving into today. What menialepsy looks like, what causes it, and most importantly, how to break free, whether you're struggling with it yourself or seeing it in colleagues.
Okay, I'm intrigued. So where do we start?
Well, Suram kicks things off with a story about Sunita. Picture this. Desk piled high, constantly juggling tasks, emails flying, but that major client proposal, the one that could really make a difference.
Yeah, what about it?
It's gathering dust while she reorganizes files and fires off replies. Sound familiar?
Ugh, a little too familiar. I can feel my inbox calling my name right now.
Right. It's that classic trap of feeling productive without actually moving the needle.
Okay, so it's more than just procrastination.
Way more. It's often rooted in fear, that fear of tackling those bigger, more daunting tasks.
Okay, that makes sense. It's easier to answer a quick email than to dive into a massive project.
Exactly. Plus, there's the allure of those quick wins. In our fast-paced world, checking off those small tasks, it gives us a hit of dopamine, even if it's not really moving the needle.
So we're chasing the dopamine instead of the results.
It's easy to fall into that trap. And here's the kicker. Perfectionism plays a role too.
Wait, perfectionism, how does that fit in?
Think about it. If you're a perfectionist, that huge project can feel totally overwhelming.
True. You're so worried about getting it perfect that you just avoid it altogether.
Exactly. But those emails, those little tasks, they feel manageable. You can control those, make them perfect. It's like choosing the path of least resistance, but in a way that feeds into that need for everything to be just so.
Wow, I never thought of it like that. So this Menialepsy thing, are there, symptoms?
5 key ones, actually. And get this, they're so relatable. First up, we've got the obsessive focus on trivial tasks.
Okay, I'm definitely guilty of that. Spending an hour organizing my desk when I have a deadline looming.
See? We've all been there. Next up, it's always busy, minimal progress.
Oh, that's me to a T. Running around like a chicken with his head cut off, but not actually getting anything done.
It's the illusion of productivity. And then there's the struggle to prioritize. Important projects get lost in the sea of urgent but not important tasks. You're telling me you've never pushed back a major deadline because you just had to reorganize your desk drawers.
Okay, maybe I have. But hey, a clean workspace equals a clear mind.
Right. We tell ourselves that. But Suramar argues that it's not just about our own productivity that suffers. Menialepsy impacts everyone around us.
Oh, right. Like when you're waiting on someone else to finish their part of a project and they're too busy color-coding their sticky notes?
Exactly. Deadlines get missed, colleagues get frustrated, and it creates this domino effect of productivity pitfalls.
It's like those examples from the book, Ravi, Priya, and even Ananya the intern.
Yeah.
They all get caught up in Sunita's Menialepsy.
Oh, totally. Like a domino effect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Robbie's stressing because he needs her input, Priya's frustrated, her workflow's all jammed up, and poor Ananya, she's learning all the wrong lessons about priorities in the workplace.
And that's what I think is so interesting about this, right? It's not just about us, it's about the people we work with, too.
Exactly. It's like, have you ever worked with Sunita, someone who's always busy but never seems to make any real progress?
Oh, absolutely. I used to think they were just, I don't know, disorganized or something. But Menialepsy, that's different. It's almost like a hidden force field or something.
It can be. It can really sneak up on you. And that's why self-awareness is so important here.
Okay, so how do we know if we have it?
Well, luckily, Suram gives us some tools for that, too. They actually have the scoring system to help you gauge, how deeply menialepsy might be affecting you.
A scoring system. So like a quiz.
Kind of. It's based on how much you relate to certain behaviors.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's not like you're getting diagnosed with something. It's more like a way to see how much this resonates with you.
Exactly. Because the approach changes depending on the severity, right? For those occasional slip-ups, a little mindfulness might be all you need. But for those more chronic cases, Suram offers 2 different frameworks, focus and smart work.
2 whole frameworks. Okay, we're getting serious now.
I know, right? But they're super helpful, trust me. So focus, that one's really great for tackling those root causes we talked about, like the fear fear or the perfectionism. It's all about communication, like open and honest communication.
So if you're a manager and you've got a Sunita on your team, focus can help you, like, address that without making them feel like they're being attacked or something.
Totally. It's about creating an environment where those anxieties can be acknowledged, where expectations are clear and support is available.
Okay, I like that. Support over shame.
Right. 100%. Now, smart work. This one's all about streamlining tasks, minimizing distractions, and really maximizing your efficiency. It's like, how do we work smarter, not harder?
Sign me up. That's something I think we can all get behind.
Right. And the cool thing is, smart work isn't just for people who think they have Menialepsy. Like, these are strategies that anyone can use to be more productive and really focus on what matters.
So whether you're drowning in to-dos or just want to up your game, smart work has got you covered.
You got it. It's like leveling up your productivity game. And you know what I love about this? Even if you're thinking, Menialepsy, that's not really my problem, there's still so much good stuff in smart work that anyone can use.
Oh, absolutely. It's all about being intentional,
Yeah.
right? Like really thinking about how we're spending our time.
Exactly. And speaking of thinking, Suam has these 6 self-assessment questions in the book, and they're like scarily accurate. And since this deep dive is just for you, we're going to put them directly to you. No need to answer out loud, but really take a second to think about it. Okay.
Yeah, hit me.
First up, do you ever find yourself like constantly working on little tasks while those big important projects just keep getting pushed back?
Guilty as charged.
Right. It's so easy to fall into that trap.
Yeah.
Okay, number 2. Are you always busy, like maybe even brag about how much you're juggling, but at the end of the day, you're not actually making progress on the things that really matter?
Ouch, that one hit a little close to home. Okay, number 3, have you ever had a teammate like straight up tell you they're frustrated because you're stuck in the weeds while the bigger picture is like on fire?
Okay, maybe I haven't had that exact conversation.
But you can see how it could happen.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, good. Because recognizing it is the first step.
Yeah.
Now, number 4, do you ever feel totally overwhelmed by those larger, more complex tasks and find yourself like gravitating towards those easier ones just to feel a sense of accomplishment?
Oh, 100%. It's like instant gratification. Right.
Yeah.
Even if it's not the right thing to be doing.
Exactly. Which brings us to number 5. Do you strive for perfection, even on tasks that don't really need it?
Oh, all the time. I
Yeah.
drive myself crazy sometimes.
Right. And that can really slow you down. Okay, last one. Number 6. Do your colleagues often have to remind you to, like, shift your focus back to the high priority stuff, even though you swear you're going to get to it?
Okay, yeah, I've definitely been there.
See, we all have. And that's okay. The point is, recognizing these tendencies in ourselves, that's not about self-criticism. It's about self-awareness. It's about taking control of our time and energy and really focusing on what matters.
I love that. It's like you're not a bad person for struggling with this. It's just about, like, learning how to manage it.
Exactly. And that's where CRM's 6-step cure comes in.
6 steps. Okay, lay it on me. I'm ready to be cured.
All right. Step 1, acknowledge the problem. Own it. Step 2, prioritize those tasks like a pro. And the book actually has this awesome method for ranking tasks based on impact versus effort, so you're always focusing on those high-value things.
Yeah.
Step 3, set those realistic deadlines, and not just for the big projects, break those suckers down into smaller, more manageable chunks.
Love it. Okay, what about step 4?
Delegation, my friend. If you can hand off some of those smaller tasks, it frees up your mental space for the big stuff.
Makes sense. Okay, what about the last 2?
All right, step 5. Create that structured daily schedule. Like, actually block out time for different tasks. And finally, step 6, build in those rewards. Celebrate those wins, not just the big ones, but those little milestones along the way. It's about staying motivated.
It's like you're retraining your brain to crave that feeling of accomplishment, not just the relief of checking something off the list.
Exactly. So as you navigate your own to-do lists and those big, hairy, audacious goals, here's something to think about. Could unchecked Menialepsy be like secretly holding your team back? Even if everyone seems busy, it's a question worth asking.
It really is. And for anyone who wants to dive even deeper into this whole thing, Saram's other books, Forged in the Fire and Office Epidemics, are definitely worth checking out.
Totally agree. But for now, we hope this deep dive into Menialepsy has given you some things to think about, maybe even some tools to help you break free from that cycle of busyness and really focus on what matters.
Yes, work smarter, not harder.
You got it. Until next time, stay curious and stay productive.